Buongiorno studenti! Today we're going to explore one of the most versatile and essential verbs in Italian, il verbo sentire. Now, this verb is everywhere in Italian conversation, but here's the thing, it doesn't just mean one thing. Sentire has multiple meanings, and if you have no idea of this, you will be very confused when you hear Italians use it in different contexts. So today I'm going to show you the 5 meanings, i 5 significati di sentire that you absolutely need to know, with real examples that you will hear every day in Italy. And at the end of the video, let me know in the comments which meaning of sentire surprised you the most. I read every single comment. Ok, iniziamo. Let's begin. Ecco i 5 significati essenziali di sentire. The 5 essential meanings of sentire that every Italian student needs to master. Numero 1. Sentire as to hear. Now, this is probably the meaning that you already know. Sentire means to perceive sounds with your ears. Per esempio, if I say, I can hear music from the street, that in Italian would be sento la musica dalla strada, because I'm talking about perceiving sound with my ears. Sento la musica dalla strada. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't say posso sentire la musica dalla strada, which is not the way we say that, I have another video on that and I'm going to link that in the description. The reason why we don't say posso sentire, but we just say sento la musica, okay? That's for another video. So back to sentire as to hear. If you want to say, did you hear what Marco said? How would you say that? Let's take a little bit more space. Oh mamma mia, non riesco a scrivere. Hai sentito cosa ha detto Marco? Did you hear what Marco said? Hai sentito cosa ha detto Marco? Perfetto. Ultimo esempio. I can't hear you. Speak louder. Non ti sento, parla più forte. Non ti sento, parla più forte. Ok, these are examples of a meaning that you probably already knew. Sentire significa to hear. Now and into the more interesting stuff. Numero 2. Sentire as to feel. We use sentire for physical feelings and sensations in your body. That's also another usage of sentire. Per esempio, if you want to say, let's take more space. If you want to say, I feel cold today, you're talking about physical sensations. We use sentire for that. Quindi, I feel cold today. Sento freddo oggi. If you want to ask, do you feel pain in your back? That's about physical sensations. So, we can ask that with sentire. Senti dolore alla schiena? Senti dolore alla schiena? Perfetto. Ok, adesso numero 3. Sentire also means to smell in Italian. Yes, you heard that right. Sentire can also mean to perceive odors with your nose. So we also use sentire to say to smell something. Now, what I want you to notice before I share the example sentences with you is that we usually add a word to clarify that we're using sentire as in to smell. That word will be odore, which means a neutral smell, but can also be profumo, which means a good smell, or it can be puzza, which is a bad smell. So, remember, we often say sentire un odore, sentire un profumo, or sentire puzza, to smell something bad. Okay, let me show you these in 3 example sentences. Numero 1. If we want to say, I smell coffee from the kitchen. You could use profumo for this if you like coffee, but let's use the neutral word for a smell, which is odore. So I smell coffee from the kitchen. In Italian, it's usually translated to sento odore di caffè dalla cucina. So literally we say I smell odor, or yes, like a smell of coffee from the kitchen. Sento odore di caffè dalla cucina. If you want to say, for example, can you smell the flowers? Can you smell the flowers? In Italian, that would be senti il profumo dei fiori? Senti il profumo dei fiori? Do you smell the perfume, the good smell of flowers? If instead you smell something bad, you can use puzza. So for example, I smell something burning. We would say sento puzza di bruciato. Sento puzza di bruciato. I smell a bad odor of burning. That's how we say that, literally. Remember that if you want to easily review all the different meanings of sentire that we are learning today, and since they can be quite surprising, they might need a little bit more practice to sync, you can absolutely use the PDF that I prepared for you. The link to download it is in the description below this video, as always. Okay, that was meaning number 3, significato numero 3. Now on to significato numero 4. Sentire can also mean to feel emotions. Sentire can also be used for emotional states and feelings. Per esempio, if you want to say, I feel happy today, you can use sentire for that. So that would be mi sento felice oggi. Or if you want to ask, do you feel nervous about the exam? That in Italian would be ti senti nervoso per l'esame? Ti senti nervoso per l'esame? What I want you to notice here is that when talking about emotions, we use the reflexive form sentirsi, so to feel oneself. So notice that we're using those tiny words that are called pronouns, in this case reflexive pronouns. Mi sento felice, ti senti nervoso. Those tell you that we're not using just sentire, but we are using the reflexive form of sentire, which is sentirsi. Now, reflexive verbs are a topic on their own, and quite a complex topic on their own, but I do have a couple dedicated videos on reflexive verbs, so I'm going to leave the link in the description if you feel like you need to dive deeper into this subject. Va bene? Ok. Ok, significato numero 5. Final meaning of sentire in Italian. It's sentire as to taste. And I know this can be a surprise for many of you. So sentire can also mean to taste, to perceive flavors with your tongue. Per esempio, if you want to ask someone, do you taste garlic in the sauce? You can use sentire for that. That would be senti l'aglio nella salsa? So we are asking, it's like we're asking, do you feel the garlic in the sauce? Senti l'aglio nella salsa? Or if you want to say, I can taste the onion a bit. You can say sento la cipolla un po'. Sento la cipolla un po'. I can taste the onion a little bit. Now, what I want you to notice is that when you use sentire with the meaning of to taste, to perceive a flavor, like we did with sentire un odore, so to smell, we often add the word il sapore di. Il sapore di. Il sapore means the taste, so it's like we say, I feel the taste of. Let me show you one of these sentences in that form. It's not like mandatory, they work without that, but this is very common, so I want you to notice this. I can say, instead of saying sento la cipolla un po', I can say sento, let's do this so you can see both. Sento il sapore della cipolla. Sento il sapore della cipolla. So like you were saying, I feel the taste of onion. So keep in mind, whenever you see il sapore di, it's probably coupled with sentire. Sentire il sapore di qualcosa, to feel the flavor of something. Okay, there you have it. Sentire isn't just to hear. It's your gateway to express all your senses, or almost your senses, in Italian. From hearing music to feeling emotions, from smelling coffee to tasting food, sentire covers it all. So now I'm very curious, which meaning of sentire surprised you the most? Now try to use it immediately. So the one that surprised you the most, immediately use it, leaving a comment below with a sentence with that meaning. I want to see which one you choose. And noi ci vediamo al prossimo video. See you in the next video. Ciao ciao!